Get ready with me while I tell you about how an Ancestry DNA kit is putting my grandma in prison. So in case you couldn't tell, I've never made a video like this before. I've already tried to record this a couple times and I keep stumbling over my words. This video might take a few minutes to get through because it is quite a long story and I don't want to split it up into separate fucking parts like everybody does. So just bear with me. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the backstory. So I've never met my grandmother. I didn't even know her name until I was like 14 or 15 years old. And for reasons that are not my business to tell, when my mother's ready to tell that story, then that's on her. But I've never met my grandmother. So just keep that in mind. The other little part of the backstory that I feel like people should know is that this case was very popular in the town that I grew up in, because it was so fucked up. It was the Baby Garnet case, and I know a lot of people are curious. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about what the fuck happened, especially in my hometown. So I'm here to start talking about it. Obviously I can't talk about everything, but I can tell you my story. Let's get into it. So go back about 2 years ago, I watched my best friend get an Ancestry DNA kit for Christmas, and I thought it was dope. I was like, I need one of those. I want to see all the cool shit that she's seeing right now, so I bought one. It's literally, you spit in a fucking tube, you swab your mouth, you send it in, and they give you your Ancestry results. It's actually really fucking cool. And I had a blast doing it. Little did I know. So I sent it in, got my results back, everything was cool and fine. So then about a year later, I'm at work, and I get a phone call, and it's a fucking detective from the Michigan State Police out of St. Ignace. And I was like, excuse me. I was like, what the fuck did I do? So I start freaking out. I was like, okay, I'm either about to really go to jail or somebody is dead. So I start freaking out. And he was like, I just want to let you know that I reopened a cold case from like 25 years ago. And he was like, and your DNA is a direct match to the victim of this case. And I was like, oh, cool. I was like, what case? And he was like, you've heard of the Baby Garnet case, right? And I was like, I was like, you're joking, right? And he was like, no. He was like, I know that it's shocking. He was like, and I know that it's, you know, a weekday at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And I kind of just sprung this on you. He was like, but we've been investigating and your DNA matches. And I was like, okay. So I start talking to this dude, and he like proceeds to tell me that he wants to connect me with this lady from Chicago. He said that she like runs this worldwide database, and he wants me to talk to her so she can upload my DNA into this worldwide database to like broaden the search, I guess. So I okayed it, and he told me that he would give her my number and she'd call me after I got off work. So I get home from work, and I'm telling my mom about this call. I was like, listen, like, this is fucked up. Like, listen to this. And she was like, I wouldn't, like, listen to that. She was like, Papa just got a phone call saying that Uncle Marcus is dead, and that they needed, like, his social security number or something like that to confirm that it was, like, he was his father. And he was not dead. Like, it was a fucking scam, but freaked my grandpa out. And so my mom was like, don't, like, it could be a scam, you know? So this lady calls me, and I'm on the phone with her, and she's like, I just need, like, your permission. And I was like, you have my permission, girl. I was like, whatever you need me to do, like, I'll do it. And she was like, okay, I need your password. And I was like, who the fuck's gonna ask me for my password that's not a scammer, you know? And so I hung up the fucking phone. So like a week later, I get another phone call from my mom. And she was like, hey, she was like, you need to come home right now. And I was like, I'm at work. I can't just leave. And she was like, yeah, you can. She was like, it's an emergency. Like, you need to come home right now. So I was like, all right, whatever. So thank God my manager was understanding She ended up letting me leave. And it was just crazy. I ended up getting home, and one of my cousins were there. And she was like, you know that phone call you got? And I was like, how the fuck do you know about that? And she was like, because there was state police at my door this morning. And I was like, okay. She was like, it's not a scam. Like, I've been in contact with them all morning. Like, you really do need to call that lady back, because they need your DNA. Okay. So I called her back. We uploaded my DNA into this worldwide database, and it comes back as a distant relative. So they were like, are we able to speak with your mom? And I was like, actually, she's sitting right here. So they spoke with my mother. They asked for her permission to take her DNA. So they ended up meeting up with her the next day, taking her DNA, and ended up obviously running it through the same database that they ran mine through, and ended up finding out that it's not a distant relative to my mom, but a direct relative. And the only other people that it could have been was my mom's mother. They kind of started doing their own investigating and figured out that that's who it was. So we were mind blown. Mind you, I've never met this woman before. She is literally the person that they've been looking for 25 years. And it's all because of a fucking Ancestry DNA kit. So yeah, everything kind of unfolded from there. I'm not really allowed to talk about anything that has happened outside of that right now. But obviously it's going to come out. Shit has already been in the news, and I know you bitches have seen it because I've seen your fucking comments. So yeah, to all the nosy bitches that wanted to know, here's the tea. Now shut the fuck up.